This is from the May 8th, 2023 Lorraine Council Committee meeting, which has been removed from the public records. Springowski says that we're supposed to watch the meeting on demand to get answers. These are her words, attacking me, a private citizen, from council floor. She will answer to this in court.
Anyone else from the public? Perfect. Bounce it back to council. Ms. Springowski.
Yeah, let's cut to the chase and let's be perfectly honest, since we're all in an open meeting here. This was done because of the lawsuits that were filed against me, because I was transmitting the meeting, because I had a better feed than the city. You couldn't always hear it. It would be staticky, and I was doing it live streaming on there. People were commenting. If somebody was working nights and was watching it and couldn't ask a question, they'd put it on there on social media, and I would ask it in council, so it would become part of the record. And what it was is I wouldn't acquiesce to somebody bullying me and bullying people that were on my feed, people that had blocked a certain person on my feed, and that person asking to find out what they had said. They didn't want to have any conversation with him because he bullied them. And he tried to bully me, and I wouldn't back down. And he's asked for things that he's not entirely entitled to. I have text messages that'll come into me on my personal phone from my family, with my mother, my father, my husband, or my children. I have my mother in the hospital right now. She's protected by HIPAA. Nobody in here is entitled to know what her medical condition is. Yet my family will go and text me to ask me questions about it because I have her power of attorney. My daughter was in the hospital, and so was my granddaughter. And I was getting constant updates from my grandson and from my son-in-law on this, and for the care of my grandson. If my husband is texting me, how long is this meeting going to be? There's a husband-wife confidentiality and privilege there. But that doesn't matter to some people because they want to know everything about my personal life and about what I'm doing. Now he's videotaping me right now.
No, this is live.
And it'll become a taping part of the record.
It'll be live.
Please direct everything through the chair.
Don't be talking about me then.
If you want to talk.
Put everything through the chair. I've been...
There's a man showing you some intelligence.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. Ms. Springowski is speaking. I would appreciate if any of your comments would go to the mic. We already had the public part of this. That's done. You had an opportunity to speak. If you didn't speak what you needed to speak then we don't want to hear it now. Thank you. Ms. Springowski.
Thank you. When we start these meetings, our council president tells everybody to turn off their electronic devices. I think that is an error because it should be silence your electronic devices, because we are given tablets and we are given city cell phones. Now I silenced my phones and I gave my tablet to the clerk because she didn't have one. I use my own iPad. I have my laptop here so that I can read it on a bigger screen because my eyes are not what they used to be in their day. And I like to have it on a bigger print screen so I can see it. My tablet is because then I always have my notes. I won't lose them on a piece of paper. I'm not going to shut it off. I'm going to keep it on. I have all alarms and all notifications silenced. And I don't answer my city cell phone, which is what everybody calls me on now. I do not answer it when I'm here. I don't even bring it to council. I leave it at home.
That's why she never answers any public records requests. She never answers any citizens' requests for any questions that they have about city council because she shuts it off. She only wants to give certain people on Lorraine Ritchie's page information. The rest of us are in the dark, so it makes it look like she's some kind of a big-time leader. She's a liar. Springowski is a liar. She wants to run the city government by social media. She violated the Open Meetings Act, and she continues to do it. Let's continue.
There are some people in this city that used to come to these meetings or do come to these meetings that are present here tonight that are going to go out of their way to bully people and try to make them bow to their demands, to things that they are not entitled to.
We're allowed to redress our government with grievances. She's the only one in government that seems that she's above the people that doesn't have to answer government. We'll find out in court, won't we?
And I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm here until the end of the year, and I'm going to continue to represent the people of Lorraine to the best of my ability and share as much information as I can. Anything that I have been requested of by the law department and by the clerk of council, I have turned it in.
No, you
and
have
I have
not.
asked for.
The special prosecutor has asked you for your videotape that you took on July the 1st, 2024. We're still waiting for it, Mary. When are you going to send that video to us? Remember, you said it in your police interview that you were recording me. If you don't turn it over, you're perjured.
Clarification on things. If these people are asking me stuff, the gentleman that filed the lawsuits against us, he chose to block me.
I filed a lawsuit against you because you and Corey Shaver and Thornsberry accused me of lurking outside your house taking video, and you don't have any evidence. You're going to answer in court. All this stuff is going to be brought back up that you've done to me and other citizens. Remember, there's 25 subpoenas that went out, including your husband and your father. You will be in court. It's been moved to the week of August 11th now. Make sure you tell everybody to be there, because I'm inviting the national media.
On my campaign page. So therefore, he denied himself the ability to access what was open to the public. I don't have to go and provide him with information then if he's chosen to block himself from having access to it. That's his problem, not mine. And he's going to continue to do this until the end of the year. But after the end of the year, I'm once again a private citizen, and I'll be in this audience, and I'll be watching everything, and I will be videotaping it or live streaming it. But I'll do it without the sound on. Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you going to live stream without the sound on? Make up your mind, Mary. The reason you were taping the city council meetings was for the clarity, is what you say. But you were talking to people outside the public meeting. Just like you were doing at the HOA at Morningside. All this stuff is coming out. You're going to have to answer all this stuff, Springowski. No more of your games. You lost your cover at the county and at the local police. Now we're going to open you up to all your lies. You're going to have to admit them all. Now, please listen to what Joel Arredondo says now.
Anybody else? in council?
Mr. Barker.
President Arredondo.
Through the chair to our council clerk, how long have we been live streaming our meetings?
About 3 years.
So it was before 2022.
Yes.
Okay. So in 2022, the first meeting we have what is always called passage of acceptance of council rules. So in council rules, it's pretty well spelled out to tell you what the do's and don'ts are. And if I have to, what I'm not going to do now, our council clerk could very easily check the record to see how people voted. And to my knowledge, in the 16 years that I've been council president, I think the rules have always been accepted by acclamation or unanimously, okay? So Ms. Brangowski knew that you were not supposed to be using any electronic equipment. I had various meetings with our law director. I know I spoke to Ms. Brangowski herself, so did the law director, about live streaming meetings because we have them here. We've also have lawsuits pending, and I could ask Mr. Riley, how much has that cost the city so far in defending these lawsuits? And it seems that out of 11 council members, there's only one that has to challenge the system and cost the city money with these lawsuits.
And apparently her name is Mary Springowski, bragging about being the top vote getter all the time. Biggest violator of the Open Meetings Act. Talking outside the meeting. I have her on tape saying it, people, during the meeting. I just received a text message from somebody outside the meeting. This is against the Open Meetings Act, the Sunshine Laws. She doesn't read them. She doesn't have a certificate of completion of the Sunshine Law training, which Council Rule 41 explains specifically they must take the certificate, they must take the training course and have the certificate on file. I've asked since March the 21st. I have not received any answer from the council clerk. Who has the certificates? Are they on file? Joel just said the council voted for the rules. They voted for Council Rule 41, which allows people past that wall there after the meeting's adjourned. We're going to clean up this town. Keep watching.
Which to me is preposterous. Because if you voted to take an oath to uphold the rules, why are you there breaking them? So, once again, the people who want to see it, it's live stream. If people want to call in, do they have access to call in, Madam Clerk?
No,
They don't.
not during the meetings, no.
Okay, not during the meeting.
No,
Can
but
they-
our meetings are live streamed and then they are available on demand the next morning by noon at the latest, the day after a meeting.
Can they email us it?
They can email me any questions that they have.
Okay, but they cannot call in.
They cannot call in.
Right.
Right, because you have to be inside the meeting, Joel. I asked that this same night at this meeting here that I'm recording now. I asked for them to read Council Rule 3, which says they will abide by Robert's Rules of Order in the Ohio Open Meetings Act 121.22, and he just said that Mary Springowski violates it. This is all coming to court, people. The week of August 11th, we go to trial court. They're trespassing me for walking behind that sign there, where that sign is, after the meeting adjourned. Council Rule 41 allows people to be back there after meetings adjourned. I have videotape and I have pictures of Springowski's father, husband, and Carissa Wytalk back there after meetings before meetings are commenced and after meeting adjourned. None of them have been charged with trespassing, yet they charged me with trespassing and disorderly conduct for redressing my government. I redress my government, and then Springowski's worried about what I say on Facebook. She should get her nose off of Facebook and start reading the true Robert's Rules of Order, the true Ohio Open Meetings Act, and get her Sunshine Law certificate of training, which she has never done in her 10 years that she's been on council. Joel doesn't have one either. He's been on there 18 years. He should have 6 on record. He has 0. These people should all be removed. And a hint was coming out last night about some of these people on council may be indicted soon. Let's keep watching this.
So you still have access to email, and to tell me that electronic equipment, how are they contacting Ms. Springowski? Could be by phone, which like she said, she gets the messages. But the whole point is that we have all agreed to these rules. Now we're going to have amendments to these rules. And if I heard correctly, Ms. Springowski said she's still going to do what she wants to do. So I don't know what else to say. Electronic equipment, and I would sympathize with her because I do too. If we have family members, like you said, if they're sick in a hospital, something. But I think the whole idea of not using the electronic equipment was not to be doing business. If you want to use an iPad for notes, I keep mine here too. I have no problem if I got to look up my notes here or something like that. But I think the whole idea was about this live streaming, and like I said, Mr. Riley, you can answer if you so desire. We still have lawsuits pending on this. No more. Okay, that's good. But we've incurred costs. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Tony Demakia, part of the dynamic duo with him and Mary Springowski, was running this meeting. I asked them to read Council Rule 3. They didn't even have it there. They've never responded to me about Council Rule 3, so I looked it up myself. Joelle just said Springowski violates her own rules. How can she swear an oath and then violate her own rules? Why do her people and her girlfriends and these women that want to run their mouth on me allow Mary Springowski to get away with this? It's all coming out in court, people. Stick around. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun summer. People are going to be indicted. Police officers are going to be removed. And the city is going to be cleaned. Starting with the council. Today is May the 10th, 9:15 a.m. Garen Petty, I'm out.